It's a pleasure to get to know everyone here. For the most part, all of you are a new crowd to me, and I'm sure I'm completely new to you guys. So thank you for just being here and receiving the message that I have to give to you guys. Steve has been an integral part of me being in Los Angeles and being able to further my work and my ability to convey the message that I'm being called to give to the world at this time. And so I want to give it back to Steve. I'm sure a lot of you, or maybe all of you, know who he is by now, and the incredible heart that this man has. Definitely being around him has helped me open up different regions in my own heart, and just more of like the childlike nature that we all have, and that we're all really more, through raw and living foods that we're being tapped into every day. And I just want to give it up to Steve Factor for that. Thank you. Oh, looks like we have a special honoree in the crowd tonight. Hello, Mr. Beckwith. Actually, that is funny that Reverend, thank you very much, Reverend Beckwith came in, because about 8 years ago, I got turned on to a movie called The Secret. And it was actually in a meeting. I used to run a martial arts school, and I used to help run one. We had this meeting, and I never seen anything like this. I've been into health, nutrition, a little bit of quantum physics, this kind of thing, but just entertained it. And my master, he's like, okay, guys, we're going to take it up a notch. He puts on this video called The Secret. And Reverend Beckwith was one of those people that just stuck out to me. I'm like, whoa, okay, I like this. And I got into it. The more and more I got into it, well, he mentioned David Wolfe and my work with David Wolfe. About half a year ago, I released the first edition of my book at David Wolfe's Longevity Conference, and interestingly enough, Reverend Beckwith was one of the guest speakers there, and I got to, you remember that? And I got to give him the book with a message and just share, my deep appreciation for everything that you've done and your message on my life. So thank you. Yes. So, yeah, and now I'm here. That's the trip of life, and the magic of transmuting an idea and just entertaining that idea for a while, letting it sprout and germinate, and one day, whoa, here we are. So what I want to do for you guys before I start,
Can you do a personal brand on chocolate with me?
I would love to. Ooh, we got some things to talk about, sir. Ooh. Okay, you heard it here first. All right, so what I want to do for you guys is I want to share with you, before I start, chocolate that I personally cultivated, and in honor of Valentine's Day. Now, as some of us know, I know women know for sure, that there is no food, no substance, really no anything, no pair of shoes, no man that embodies the iconic representation of love and romance and pleasure like chocolate. Am I wrong about that? Maybe we got that. And a good pair, right? Yeah, like what do women want to talk about? Shoes and chocolate, right? Not the ball game and whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jalen, thank you, is going to hand it out. But here, before you guys munch it down, just hold in your hand, because I want to do a little, just a little prayer together before we do this. Yeah, we are going to get into all the ingredients. It's 100% vegan. We used a combination of different superfoods and herbs to infuse not only a pleasurable chocolate, but a medicinal chocolate, a nutritious chocolate, using chocolate as a delivery system for medicine and nutrition. And that's really the energy of chocolate, or cacao, as I'm going to get into you guys about, is that chocolate as we know it has been somewhat disturbed and perturbed, and our reference point for kind of the confection chocolate bar is not really an accurate representation of what chocolate or the ancient people would call cacao. That's what I want to get into you guys about, and get into a little bit of edutainment. You guys down with that? A little edutainment? That's how I like to do my lectures and my presentations, is I like to make it almost like a riddle. You know, that's how I learn best. I grew up on classic literature and philosophy. From the age of 4 years old, actually, I was introduced to martial arts and athletics. And since I was about 4 till now 27, I've been an avid martial artist studying philosophy and spirituality. And the last 8 years, I've been heavy into nutrition, pre-raw food and now as a raw foodist. And how I'll preface this whole thing is that the power of plant food that is presented in its authentic, natural, and vibratory state has a profound effect on every sector of the human experience. And that's been my experience. That's not just words coming out of a book, although that's how it started. But as I walked down this path of detoxification, of cleansing, and then entering into nutrification, meaning nutrifying myself, putting in the foods that were compatible with me and that gave me more vitality, that gave me more levity, that allowed my brain to expand and change the way that I was perceiving the world. It created new possibilities. It created a new reality. And then somewhere down the raw food travels, as I became more intimate with what I call plant medicine, or the power plants of the world, I was introduced to the Theobroma cacao plant, which in its Latin binomial is translated into the food of gods, the food of the gods. That's the direct translation. Very interesting. So there's a deep relationship going on here. When I talk about raw plant food, when I talk about herbalism, when I talk about cacao or chocolate, I'm not just talking about a nice idea, you know, add this in, it's good for whatever nutrient, this, that, and the other. What I'm really talking about, what I'm really trying to get to, is cultivating a new relationship. Cultivating a new understanding of a world that, to most of us, has been blocked off through ways of cooking, microwaving, irradiation, processing, roasting, toasting. We've literally been separated from the food kept in its authentic, natural state that has a certain energy that vibrates with our energy. Does that make any sense to you guys? You guys catching that? Okay, and if you've been on raw foods for a little while, you've cleansed yourself, like Koya was saying. The most accurate way to help somebody gain more spiritual clarity is actually through fasting. It's actually through letting go of the obstructions that have dampened us, that have dampened our intuition for a higher calling. So, anyways, everyone has their chocolate, yes? All right, cool. So, I want to, how many did you guys get? You get 1, 2, 3? Everyone got at least 2? Okay, if there's more, then we'll be happy to celebrate in that. And by the way, just so you guys know, chocolate is the #1 celebratory food. And historically and traditionally, in some of the greatest indigenous cultures and tribal people, they would use cacao as a celebratory vehicle for higher mood elevation. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I just want everyone take one piece of that chocolate. Go ahead, put that in your mouth. And just savor it. Just let it kind of melt, okay? If you want, close your eyes. If that's what your heart's calling for, please do. And just let it melt. You know, let's get in a meditative state with it. And I want you guys just to focus on the fact that we have this available to us in its natural and authentic form. Where 500 years ago, the Mesoamerican, Central American people that revered this food, it was the central sacrament in the Mayan culture and the Aztec culture, the Olmecs, the Toltecs, and even the Shipibo people back in the Amazon. This was their actual form of rituals and ritualistic initiation into the next phase in their life. And we get to have this. So I just want us all just enter into that state for a moment of pure abundance, where we have every single option available to us, no matter what situation we may be dealing with, whether it's a health crisis, it's a financial crisis, it's a relational crisis. The answers to any problem are available to us. And the fact that we have a food like this that can literally cut through the heart of the human condition. In our society, where people have built up a shield around their heart, there's one food that can cut through that wall and get to the heart of the matter. Chocolate. All right. You guys on board? You guys ready to take a ride? Okay, awesome.